Pizza. This is Adam here with Adam's Coast Chronicles. I am back here at Carowinds. Comes Fury 55. It's a nice day out. Look forward to getting some rides. After crossing under Fury, it takes you to the entrance plaza, which was new for last year along with the ride. First you got the Carowinds sign, you got the observation tower in the background and the Windseeker Intimidator. Definitely one of my favorite park entrance areas. Just got inside the gate here. Got guest services and a little gift shop. We got Coca-Cola refresh station, some restrooms. And at this point you can kind of go straight, get to Nighthawk, you can go right towards Fury and Hurler and all that kind of stuff. Left takes you to Intimidator. And on back through Planet Snoopy and Afterburn. And towards the back, kind of in the center of the park, is where the water park is. And of course we have the sign here marking the North Carolina-South Carolina border. The park is in both states, half in North and half in South. And we have a Starbucks over here, which I'm pretty sure is new. And we got a stage back there. Carowinds Cafe and all the other good stuff. And taking the left brings you over here to this plaza where you can get on Intimidator. And on back takes you to Nighthawk. This is where I'm heading now, because it typically gets longer lines throughout the day. And takes a little bit longer due to kind of the nature of how you have to load and unload that ride. So I'm going to go ahead and head there first. Going underneath the ride will take you to the fast lane entrance, but the regular entrance is actually right over here by the sign. And of course we do have a test seat. Looks like it's not currently operating, so I'll have to come check it out later. One of my favorite things about Nighthawk as opposed to the other clones of this ride is just the location of this one. You got some water and rocks over there. And you actually can walk underneath the ride. Pretty much the entire layout of the ride too, so that's pretty cool. Some nice landscaping around it and trees, and you got more water over there as well. So it's kind of nice because, you know, you're facing the ground or facing forward flying in a flying position. You can actually appreciate the landscaping around the ride. And then taking a right by the Starbucks takes you back over by Fury and Vortex and the boardwalk area of the park where Ricochet is, and the Hurler, and the Mine Train and all that other good stuff. There we have the entrance to Rip Roarin' Rapids, which is River Rapids ride, which currently is not open. So it's another interesting thing to see rides not open here. And of course you have to walk under this canopy thing. A lot of parks have. Coming from the canopy pops you out over here. Vortex is right there. It's a B&M stand-up, which you get to kind of over there. If you kind of stay to the right, follow this path all the way around, eventually you get to Fury. But there's also some other rides over here as well. We got a Papa Luigi's Pizza. We got a Scramble ride. And of course you can see Fury in the background there. Looks like we got a theater over here as well. We've got a dinosaur, of course advertising for Dinosaurs Alive, which is actually kind of on the other end of the park, so I don't know why it's odd to see that there. Going left will take you to Vortex and the Slingshot. Going to the right of the Midway Games takes you over here where we can see the Hurler, which is their wooden coaster. We got the Jukebox Diner. There goes Ricochet, which is their Wild Mouse. We have an old Enterprise, which looks like it's not operating. Actually, maybe it is operating. There's just no one in line for it. It's not cycling right now. And on back to the right, we get to Fury. And over by the Jukebox Diner, the left will take you to the entrance to Hurler, as well as the Drop Tower. We got the Enterprise over there. We have a Coke Freestyle, which is always good. And here it is, the one, the only Fury 325. They actually have a screen over there that tells us how many dispatches per hour they have. Right now they're at 32, which is incredible. I just got off Fury 325, which of course is the tallest Giga coaster in the world at 325 feet. And it's definitely one of the best steel roller coasters ever created. Arguably, to some people, the best. And it's just, man, it's awesome. The first drop is definitely one of the best first drops on a coaster. It's got great airtime throughout. The layout has a little bit of everything. Lots of airtime hills, lots of fast transitions, twists and turns, and even some airtime on the bankings when you're in those transitions, which is really, really cool. But one thing I definitely have to compliment Carowinds on is the Fury crew is by far one of the best ride crews I've ever seen. They have a screen in the station that shows the number of seats. It shows all the seats on the train, and they turn green whenever they're locked. And then it also has a number of dispatches per hour, and everybody could see the screen. The guests of the station could clearly see the screen. In the last hour, they did 41 dispatches, which is quite impressive. You know, that puts a dispatch between 1 and 2 minutes on average, which is incredible. Never seen a line move so fast. If you see a long line on this ride, be assured that it will move quickly, so that's always good. And on down the midway from Fury, we have the Hurler, which is this wooden coaster here, which it's okay. It's not really that great. It's definitely pretty rough. I'm going to go ahead and skip it for today. I've ridden it before. And we have, of course, the Drop Tower, which is one of the older style Intamin drop towers. And to the right of the Coke Freestyle Marketplace, we have the Carolina Cyclone. And here we have the Carolina Cyclone, which is an old Arrow double loop, double corkscrew coaster. Which for an Arrow isn't really bad. Definitely a nice old school looping coaster with the corkscrews over the midway, which is always cool. And on down is the boardwalk section of the park. I just got off Ricochet, which is a Wild Mouse coaster here in the boardwalk section. And, you know, it's a Wild Mouse. It's pretty much the same as all the other ones. Forget off the top of my head who makes this particular one. But the seats on this one are actually a little bit more comfortable, just because the cars are a little bit bigger. And you have an individual lap bar, which is nice instead of a shared lap bar. So I actually found this one to be one of the more comfortable ones. And on down the midway, we have a Slingshot and the Vortex. And here we have the Slingshot, which is an upcharge attraction. Basically, you sit in this little car attached to these cables, and it's like a giant slingshot, pretty self-explanatory. Behind it, we have the Vortex, which is a B&M stand-up coaster. It's one of the smaller ones. I believe one of the older ones as well. It's really not too bad as far as stand-up coasters go. I mean, all stand-up coasters are at least a little bit uncomfortable. This one's really not too bad, and it's got like a little pop of stand-up airtime at one point. The corkscrew, I'd say the front half of the ride isn't bad. The corkscrew's pretty bad. You do get a lot of headbanging on the corkscrew and some other parts of the back half of the ride, but you know, not too bad. Usually not super long line. And you can walk through this way to connect to the front of the park. And on down the boardwalk, Ricochet, we got Pier 73, which is you know, gift shop. You have a Chickies and Pete's over here, which is known for its crab fries, which are pretty good. And they got like cheesesteaks and stuff like that, which are always good. Got your airbrush t-shirts and your smoothies. The building for this actually looks pretty cool as well. And on around the bend, you get to the Carolina Gold Rusher, which is their mine train coaster, which kind of a fun little ride. It's good, good family kind of coaster, and a little bit rough, but really not too bad. And on down we have the Carolina Cobra, which is your standard Vekoma boomerang. But this one's actually one of the better ones because it has the vests instead of the typical over-the-shoulder restraints. So you actually don't get any headbanging on it, which is nice. So if you're going to ride a boomerang, this is kind of one of the ones to ride because it's really not too bad. And back here we have a bunch of new water park stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure this is where Thunder Road used to be, kind of is in this area here, which was a racing wind coaster they took out last year to make room for more water park stuff. Which I guess, you know, down here in the Carolinas in the heat is maybe a good idea, but it's always sad to see a coaster go, especially for something like a water park expansion. You have the Wings Restaurant. And back there is an entrance to Carolina Harbor, which is the water park, which got lots and lots of new stuff this year. Here we have another dinosaur, advertising for Dinosaurs Alive. This one is the Spinosaurus, presumably because of the thing on his spine. We've got a large arcade area and some Midway games. And the entrance to Whitewater Falls, which is their Shoot the Chutes ride. Everybody get in a boat, go up the hill, go down the hill, get soaked, get out of the boat. But other than that, there's not really much back here in terms of rides. And so you get over here to this next section of the park. And from here, if you go to the right, it takes you to Planet Snoopy and the Blue Blasters ride, on down to Afterburn. And to the left, it takes you to the Windseeker, which is of course, the tall swing ride. And on down to Nighthawk in the front of the park, which is where we were earlier. Looks like they're still running empty trains. I'm assuming that means the ride is still down. Down here, Windseeker. You've got Trends, which no Cedar Fair Park would be complete without its cool kid store that has nothing to do with the park. And over here is Blue Blasters on Boo Hill, which is their Sally Shooting Dark ride. And of course, Chick-fil-A. Looks like they've enhanced their Blue Blasters with 3D glasses, which now makes it a $1 upcharge, which is kind of dumb. I mean, if you're gonna make your attraction 3D, you should make it 3D for everybody, not make people pay for it. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and skip it because I don't really want to do it if I have to pay $1 for 3D glasses. And on down from Blue Blasters past Chick-fil-A takes you through Planet Snoopy towards the front of the park. And to the left takes you towards their swinging ship ride, which yesterday I was looking at it. It looks like it actually does fully invert, which is interesting. And this will also take you on back to Afterburn. And back here they do have some bumper cars. PT Bumper Dodge 'em, which is always fun. All the way down through all these Midway games. Over here by Afterburn, which is of course an awesome B&M inverted coaster. We have some swings, and we have the new attraction for this year, which is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 3Z Cinema, which has, you know, this cool sign in front of it and everything. I haven't done this yet, so I'm actually about to check it out. Basically, they took their old action theater and converted it to an interactive gaming experience themed to Plants vs. Zombies.
You will now pay attention. because very soon I will be the ruler of everything and have all your brains.
Alright, I just got off the Plants vs. Zombies 3Z experience, which was actually pretty cool. So they took one side of their theater and they divided it into 2 different screens, and you're sitting on these little things right here that actually move forwards and backwards periodically throughout the game. And basically you just have a laser gun kind of thing, and you shoot plants or zombies on the screen depending on which side you play on. There's a little bit of a learning curve to it, and it kind of depends on where you sit as to how easy it is to see the screen and everything like that. But it's also in 3D, so that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool use of their old theater, and yeah, nice, fun little thing to do here. I am over here by Afterburn, which is another ride that you can kind of walk underneath and interact with. This path here runs through the middle of the ride, which is pretty cool. There's also some nice trees over here shading, and of course we got this jet fighter playing as part of the theming here, the theme station. I just got off of Afterburn, which is this beautiful B&M inverted coaster here. It's one of the older B&M inverts, which means that it's super intense and it roars super loudly. So it's definitely one of my favorites. It's got a lot of really great compact elements, really tight loops and stuff like that, which make it more intense than some of the other ones. And one of my favorite things about it too is it goes into these super deep trenches with all the inversions. And by far my favorite inversion on it is actually back there. You can't really see it, but it's the Batwing, which is kind of like a dive loop that goes straight into an implement. And you dive deep into the trench, and if you're sitting in the back seat, it just whips you over the top, which is really awesome. So Afterburn, definitely a really great ride here. And making our way back towards the front of the park, we do have Dinosaurs Alive, which of course is the upcharge walk through dinosaur attraction, animatronic dinosaurs and whatnot. So if you like dinosaurs, it's here. You know, and down from Dinosaurs Alive is where you can go into Planet Snoopy, which also links to the front of the park, which is their kids area. They also have some kiddie family kind of coasters that you can actually ride, so that's always good. Right in front of Planet Snoopy, got the Flying Ace Aerial Chase, which is one of their family coasters. It's like basically a mini suspended coaster. And they also have a sort of a kiddie wooden coaster that adults are allowed to ride as well. But from here, you get to Harmony Hall, which is their big new food court they added in last year with live entertainment. And that takes you on down to Nighthawk Intimidator in the front of the park where we started. And here's the Intimidator going up the lift hill, which is a B&M hypercoaster. One of the better B&M hypercoasters, and actually definitely one of the better rides in this park. It was big boy before Fury was built, and it delivers some great intense and prolonged airtime throughout the entire ride. So Intimidator is a really great ride here. And this brings us back to Nighthawk, which is a Vekoma flying coaster, Flying Dutchman model, with some nice landscaping around it. It's a little bit rough overall, but still a cool experience if you like flying coasters. This one definitely gets a long line on it, so it's good to do early in the day before it gets too busy here. And this takes us on back up to the front of the park.
Carowinds still holds the title for being the only amusement park in the U.S. that is situated within 2 states. Pat Hall's original vision for Carowinds was to transform it into a large resort area that would include hotels, a shopping center, golf course, an NFL stadium, and other tourist attractions. However, as was true for other theme parks across the country during this time, attendance at Carowinds was severely impacted by the 1973 oil crisis, and as a result, the plans for the resort attractions were abandoned. Pat Hall and other stockholders of the Carowinds Corporation continued to operate the theme park through 1974, though sagging attendance and mounting debt forced them to sell the company to Taft Broadcasting in early 1975. Through several acquisitions over the years, Carowinds eventually became part of the Paramount Parks family, which was owned by Viacom and for nearly 13 years was referred to as Paramount's Carowinds. On July 1st, 2006, Carowinds became a part of the Cedar Fair Entertainment Company, which is one of the largest regional amusement resort operators in the world. Cedar Fair owns and operates 11 amusement parks, 3 outdoor water parks, 1 indoor water park, and 5 hotels throughout North America. Over the past 42 years, Carowinds has seen major growth spurts with the addition of world-class thrill rides, exhilarating live shows, and the addition of festivals and events throughout the season. Carowinds currently boasts 2 of the 10 tallest roller coasters in North America and one of the largest collections of roller coasters on the East Coast. In 2015, Carowinds unleashed Fury 325, the world's tallest and fastest giga coaster, with heights reaching record-breaking coaster is all the way. Thank you for riding the Carowinds Sky Tower.
Alright, and that about does it for today's tour and review of Carowinds here in both North and South Carolina. If you like this video, please be sure to click the like button below and subscribe for more theme park tour and reviews. Until next time, I'm Adam with Adam's Coaster Chronicles. I will see you later.